Commissioners, make sure your microphones are on, pointed in the proper direction. Excuse me. Please rise for the invocation and pledge of allegiance.
Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you tonight that you've been with us all day and watched over us and provided our needs for us. We thank you for the meeting that we're having. We ask you, Lord, to give us wisdom, help us to make the right decisions, and bless this group together in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, as we have roll call, we'd like to welcome our newest commissioner, Tim Cox, to our panel here. Glad to have you, Tim.
Glad to be here.
Sir.
All right.
James Walker,
Here.
Brian Clark,
Here.
Frank Musivnik, Tony Kostarowski,
Here.
Tim Cox,
Here.
Darren Brock,
Here.
and Chase is absent. We have quorum.
All right. Commissioners, you have the minutes of our previous meeting from March 17th. So unless there are any corrections needing to be made, I'll accept a motion to approve those as written.
So moved.
Second.
All in, roll call, please.
Okay. James Walker,
Yes.
Tim Cox,
Yes.
you can abstain because you weren't here last week.
That works.
Frank Musivnik,
Yes.
Darren Brock,
Yes.
Tony Kostarowski,
Yes.
Brian Clark,
Yes.
and Chase isn't here, so the minutes, the motion to approve the minutes of 3/17/25 as written are approved.
All right, thank you. Okay, now we have our public forum. This is when we open up the microphone for anyone who'd like to bring anything to our attention. This is not with the public hearings. We have 3 public hearings on the agenda tonight, so those will be held as we get into our business items. This is if you need to bring anything to our attention that we're not aware of. So open it up here. Anybody like to come up to the microphone? All right, we'll close public forum and we'll move on. We have no items of old business, but there were 5 items on our new business agenda tonight. The first one is a public hearing for a conditional use permit at 203 Woodland. Stephanie Dyer. Come right on up and tell us what we're looking at tonight.
I need to renew the permit for the B&B on 203 Woodland.
All right. So this is a request to renew the conditional use permit that has to be annually renewed for the Airbnb at her property at 203 Woodland Street. So, all right, if you'd step back for just a moment, let me open up the public hearing on that. We'll have a public hearing at 6:03. If anyone would like to speak either for or against the granting of this conditional use permit for Airbnb at this property, we'd love to hear from you. All right, did we receive any comments, City
No.
Hall? All right, we'll close public hearing. Come right back up, please. I'll open it up for commissioners. Questions, comments?
Have we had any complaints or issues this year?
Not this year, no.
Okay.
We did not.
See no reason not to extend it.
All right, so you want to make a motion to extend with the same conditions that we previously had?
Make a
I'll do
motion.
that.
Okay, so we have a motion properly made and seconded to renew the conditional use permit with
Frank
the
wants
same
to second
conditions.
it. Frank seconded it.
Yeah. Roll call, please.
James Walker,
Yes.
Tim Cox,
Yes.
Frank Musivnik,
Yes.
Darren Brock,
Yes.
Tony Kostarowski,
Yes.
Brian Clark.
Yes.
Motion to approve the Stephanie Dyer conditional use permit with the same conditions they had before is approved.
All right. Our next public hearing, this is another conditional use permit at 1417 Lancelot. Come right on up and tell us what we're looking at, please.
Hi there, thank you. I'm Tiffany on behalf of Josh. We are trying to remodel an existing structure to make it a mother-in-law suite and are asking for a conditional use permit.
Okay, so this is going to be an accessory unit that's behind the house, basically?
Yes.
Okay, and as noted in our packets, that is allowed as a conditional use in R1 residential districts. This is an R1 district, provided that the dwelling unit be used to house immediate family members or employees who work on that site. And you're looking for that cannot be used for just general rental or commercial, according to our code. So just to clarify where we're at on that. So I'll open it up for questions.
This goes into effect permanently for the duration of the use of that building? Or is it something that will come up for renewal at any point in time, like the Airbnb?
Well, that's the conditions that we can put on it, because it's conditional use, so any conditions we feel is appropriate, that it would expire after a certain amount of time, need to be renewed, is something that we can make as a condition of the permit. With our Airbnbs, we've done the 1-year renewal on those.
Mr. Chairman, is this a public hearing?
Thank you. Yes, step back for just a moment. Thank you. We do have a public hearing on this. If anyone would like to speak either for or against, I'll open that up right now. All right, did we receive any comment at City Hall? All right, thanks you, Brian.
Yes, sir.
Close that, come right back up. So we have had the public hearing.
How big is this property?
Square footage wise, or?
No, I'm sorry, the land.
I believe it's on a half acre.
So is this an existing building that's already on the property and you're just remodeling it to make it more like living quarters?
Yes, so that I can move my mom from Kentucky. So there's a little backstory.
I noticed a listing online that stated that it had a mother-in-law quarters. Did you purchase this home with that understanding?
Yes, it was actually more of a pool house than a mother-in-law suite, but it already had plumbing and electrical, and so we figured it would be an easy remodel.
Other questions, comments? Conditions you feel would be appropriate for this, anything?
I'll make a motion to, no,
Sorry.
I won't.
I apologize. What's the parking situation here?
So there is a full driveway all alongside the actual house, so you can pull in directly from the street and access our location.
Thank you. Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna make a motion to approve the conditional use permit.
I'll second that.
With no additional
Okay,
conditions.
I'll second it.
all right. We have a motion properly made and seconded to approve the conditional use permit. Roll call, please.
James Walker,
Yes.
Jim Cox,
Yes.
Frank Musivnik,
Yes.
Darren Brock,
Yes.
Tony Kostarowski,
Yes.
Brian Clark.
Yes.
Motion to approve. This structure with a conditional use permit is approved.
All right, our next item of business is our third and last public hearing. This is for a conditional use permit at 422 North Bloomington. So whoever's representing this, come up and tell us what we're looking for this evening.
Hi, thank you. My name is Amparo, and I am requesting a conditional use permit for my snow cone trailer at 422 North Bloomington Street, which is the entrance to be able to go.
Okay, and let's see, this is the property that's on the corner.
Yes, there's two addresses. There's the Lowe's Electronics and then the kettle corn that's right there. So we'll be behind the Lowe's Electronics.
Okay, so this is, okay, and which property is it physically?
It'll be on 416. So the 422 is where you go in through. You go in through there to be able to,
If it's gonna be sitting on 416, I don't think a conditional use permit for 422 would be sufficient, because that would give you a permit to be on 422. It would not give you a permit to be on 416.
oh, okay.
So I don't know if we got
It is
something we
on
need.
422.
It's one parcel of property, has two businesses on it currently. One is the kettle corn, one is a television
Yeah.
repair
Okay.
and sales part, but they're both the same parcel of property. Just those two buildings have had a different address probably for 20 or 30 years in both.
That's pretty unique to have two addresses on one piece of property, so.
Correct.
Okay, so maybe this would be sufficient
So
for,
you gave the permission for the one trailer, the small trailer for food. And then a little while ago, you gave a conditional use for the popcorn place to take over the building on the corner. So technically, I don't know whether you want to use 422 or 416, but it's one parcel of land.
Okay. That helps make it clear. We've got two addresses, but it sits on one parcel of land, so I guess the address would be sufficient either way. But we'll get to the public hearing in just a
Can I ask
moment.
a question?
Yeah.
How does this tie in with all the parking for Alcambara over there? Because they park back there.
Well, that shouldn't be any parking or another property on there without some kind of
It's a parking
agreement.
nightmare right now.
So, Mr. Kiklak, can you weigh in on the address issue here?
It's on the application as 422,
But,
so.
but 416 is also the same
Same
parcel of
parcel.
land.
That's what we just heard from,
Yeah.
so I think, if planning is, if staff is all right, and engineering is, okay, so we know where it is. If there's no line between the two parcels, we can't really give them different addresses.
Yeah, no line.
So there wouldn't, if we gave a conditional use permit, it'd be fine that it's sitting behind the 416 building because it's the same piece of land as the 422 building.
Make sure that was clear in our minutes and our current.
Okay, all right. All right, so let me hold the public hearing before we get into all the question and answer session on here. So we're looking for a conditional use permit to allow a second food truck at this property because we've already have one that's been approved and the building is being used as a kettle corn facility. So we have a business and a food truck, and apparently a second business at another building that's been forever and grandfathered in a different address. So we'll open up the public hearing at 6:12. If you'd like to speak either for or against the granting of this conditional use permit, you're allowed 2 minutes to speak, and we'd love to hear from you. Come on up, give us your name and address, and you can have your 2 minutes.
Can I hand you all something?
Sure.
All right, thank you very much.
So I'm one of the owners of the property, parcel number 12-00193-000. We've had it for over 50 years. And it includes two locations, 422 North Bloomington and 416 North Bloomington. The 422 North Bloomington location is occupied by Freedom Kettle Corn, and the 416 North Bloomington location has been occupied by my brother, Lowell Electronics, for over 50 years. That's how long we've owned the property. Of course, my brother isn't 50. My dad started that business. We were one of the first businesses here in Lowell, and then there was Scruggs on the corner. And I remember when the highway was just 2 lanes through here, so we've been around here a long time. There is now a food trailer located in the back area, which Karen Davis had called my mom and said that would be okay to put one at the back of 422. And the reason she's got 422 on her notes, the young lady that's about to come in front of you, is because that's how you would enter into behind 416 North Bloomington. So there's 2 locations there by any definition. This trailer, the one trailer is only leasing 98 by 120 area. And there's still more land beyond the 120 that goes to the tree line and the property pins. So there's plenty of room back there. And the lady that comes before you tonight is interested in having a food trailer behind 416, as you can see in the yellow on those back map there, which is a different location. And you're allowed 1 food trailer per location. I mean, if you have property and you have a barn that's located possibly at a different address like ours is, than our home is. Anyway, I just wanted to say that. And there's only room for 1 trailer left there. I mean, there's plenty of land, but we only have power for 1 trailer. So there's 150 amp plug that my brother has in the back of that TV shop for when he used to work on the big mobile motorhomes and put the dishes on the top. So if approved, there'll be no other food trailers back there. I mean, we're not looking to start a mobile food vending park back there. There's just one ingress and egress there, and there's actually an easement there that goes straight to that TV shop garage door from Robinson Road. Across there's an easement, and it goes through that building that's there. There's a storage building there that maybe one day will come down, but it's still in pretty decent structural condition. And that's, I don't know, if you had any questions for me?
Okay, well, we'll get to that. This is the public hearing part right now.
Oh, okay.
so.
Was that 2 minutes? I hope.
Yeah, you've got your 2 minutes, yes. You have. All right, would anyone else like to speak either for or against the granting of this conditional use permit?
As the owner of the property with the long history for 50 years, would you be interested in my viewpoint?
Anyone can come up and speak? We'd love to hear from you. You bet.
Kind of an honor to meet all of you current people. My name is Kathleen Andreasen. My husband's name was C.D. Andy Andreasen. We bought our property in Lowell, east in '74, and we purchased this particular piece of property that you're talking about today in 1978 from the county judge, Al Norwood, and he ran the TV business to Zenith. When he sold it to us, my husband was in electronics in the Army, so it was a natural for him to be in electronics. And of course, I worked with him all those years. But when he sold it to us, he and his family lived in that home, and we rented it out to families once he left with his family. It was my husband's dream for the family to continue the business, and they have, with our youngest son, Danny, running it, and it has evolved through the years from satellites to home theaters to back, believe it or not, antennas. And I just thought I'd like to tell you, my husband was president of the Rogers Lowell Chamber of Commerce. We've been with this city for so many years. He afforded a group of protesters down to the state capital of Little Rock, to Governor White, to protest the work release center that was proposed for the city of Lowell. So we have Lowell's interest at heart. And right now, this property is being rented to the popcorn folks, to the trailer, and to the 50-year-old electronics business. And now this young lady has approached us as she's interested in having her business flourish in the city of Lowell. So I would like you to consider the possibility of her trying to compete with the other vendors down the road. And I would appreciate your consideration on this new request.
All right, thank you. All right, anyone else like to speak? All right, did we receive any comment at City Hall? All right, with that, we will close 6:19, close the public hearing. If you come back up, ma'am. And I'll turn it over to the commissioners for questions. What do you need to know more about?
Mr. Kicklack, you weighed in on whether we could hear this, the address situation. I have a slightly different question, and that is, if we approve a CUP, it is for a parcel of land, or I should say, is it for a parcel of land, or is it for an address?
Everything you do is for a parcel.
Okay.
Everything you do. And that's the whole idea of dividing land into parcels, kind of is why we have plan commission. So everything you do, and just check in the GIS, there is only one parcel.
Okay. So we currently have a CUP on this parcel for a food truck in place.
Yes.
That goes for the
No.
popcorn store too, right?
You also have one for the popcorn.
Yeah,
Oh, we have one.
there's-
So we have
there's-
two
structure.
CUPs.
No,
There's-
there's not a CUP for the food truck, because that's allowed, one.
Oh,
food truck
one is allowed, thank you
Yes.
very much.
There you go.
Yes.
So we have the CUP, but
We have the
it's for
CUP for the popcorn
the
store.
kettle corn, yeah. Now, we do have food truck court down on Bloomington. That has different requirements, right?
Right.
Yeah, different.
Right. Go ahead.
Is the threshold more than one? Right.
Yes, yes.
So
Then-
a second one would be a court, and there's an application for that.
And that kicks in different set of requirements when you have more than one food truck on.
Yes, that's, they're actually, they would need a cup for the second food truck, because then that would lead to a vending park permit, which, you know, they're not, they would need to do that.
Right. And so if you have to meet requirements of the vending park, or whatever we call the food truck park,
Right.
does that kick in other requirements of parking or all that kind of stuff that needs to be done?
For this, yes. I mean, if they're gonna add another food truck, we're not supporting that because it's a non-conforming property, and it should be brought up to commercial code
Right?
for that.
I know we had many meetings with the other vending court down there that he had to do this and had to do this, and I don't know how many times he was at our meetings asking for stuff and being told, gotta do this. So I just don't remember what all those requirements were, but I know there was a number of things that had to be brought up to code.
Yeah, there's a checklist on the permit, and there are 7 things, if you care.
Yeah.
3 parking spaces per vendor, sufficient waste receptacles,
Right,
someplace to put your trash, sufficient paved, gravelled, or other hard surface dining area with tables and chairs, sufficient number to accommodate at least 5 persons per vendor, sufficient sanitary bathroom facilities, safely service the patrons, et cetera, et cetera. Signage must be fixed, temporary landscaping improvements as required to meet aesthetic compatibility with the zone, district, and neighborhood, and sufficient lighting to meet the safety and security needs as determined by city staff.
okay. I remember a lot of that now that you listed it out. Because I remember we talked about the fixed signs and all that, because you didn't want them blowing over and damaging, and, yeah. Yeah, I remember a lot of that. So that's a good refresher of when you kick up to having a food truck court, which apparently is required by our code. If you have more than one food truck on a property, that puts you into the requirements of a food truck court. So which looks like, since this is one parcel of land, as confirmed by our attorney, everything we do is for a parcel. That would kick that requirement in, perhaps with this permit.
So basically, the conditional use permit is to not require meeting the standards of a food or food truck park or whatever we're calling it, correct?
No, it's to allow the second food truck.
But allowing a second food truck would activate the need for it to meet all the standards of a food truck parking, food truck lot or whatever we're calling it, correct?
I believe so, yes.
Yes, you need to be bringing up to the standards, yes.
So if we just give the conditional use permit, well, that's why I'm a little confused, because then it's really saying that they want to, the one option is to take this as a true food court, but they're not in a position to do that, we know that.
Yeah.
So the conditional use permit is to allow the second food truck and stay a non-food truck requirement facility.
I think that would have to be a condition in order for it to allow that.
I think I may be in alignment with Tony here, and correct me if I'm wrong, Mr. Kicklack, but are we not flirting with the area of a variance here? Like, can we even via CUP circumvent our code?
No, you can't. So you can't allow something in a zone where it's not allowed via CUP or by variance. And you can't, just simply ignore the code by creating something in CUP when it would require this other think the argument y'all heard was, well, you don't need to do that because we're putting two different things on two different places. I think you've established that it's only, there's only one place.
Right.
There's only one spot.
Okay, so I don't think we can even do this. Mr. Kickluck may disagree, but it's one parcel and we're being asked to do something that would go against our code via CUP.
Yeah, but you're fine as one parcel, I don't think planning would disagree. I don't think you could put two on one without going through the procedure you just talked about.
Can I have one more thing? If you, what he just read, the, for food trailer court,
Yes.
it says location, it does not say property, per one trailer per property, it says per location. We've always had two locations on this property.
It depends on how you define location, but all actions we do are for each parcel of land, which we could define that as a location.
But it does not say that if you read that, what you just read.
So,
The word location.
Well, someone could define a location as every single building on a piece of property too. And that's not how we define things in the planning commission. We define it, because everything we do is for a parcel of land. When we grant a variance, when we grant a zoning request or anything, it's for the entire parcel, regardless of what the parcel consists of. It's just kind of how that works. So I think, to kind of work with your discussion, if we granted the permit, I think that would automatically kick them into
Right.
having to have all the requirements met to be a food vending
Right.
court.
and I don't think that's not gonna meet the spirit of the request. I don't think
Right,
that's.
now what they're asking for
Right.
is, hey, give me a permit so I can open
So,
a
and
business.
we've worked before, I wouldn't say extensively, but we did put a lot of thought in trying to figure out how we could approve the kettle corn getting in there.
Yes, sir.
Understanding the property
The
owner
challenges.
situations and the
Yes.
challenges. So, in the spirit of that, let me ask a question. Could the owner just not ask, could they just ask for a lot split? And if they did a lot split, it would become two addresses, and each address could have its own food truck, and we wouldn't have to prove anything after the lot split's been approved.
That'd be correct. If they split it into two pieces of property, then each one could have a food truck without it being a food truck court.
I can only surmise that a lot split wouldn't trigger bringing everything down.
Oh,
That's true.
oh, yeah.
Granting the code is one thing that, I think it's fair to say, you've heard before, that's not so real.
Yeah.
That's right.
I didn't think about that.
Yeah, thank you for pointing that out. Right, because it is commercial land. If it was a split, it would have to be, that would change the grandfathered state that it's kind of in.
But that wouldn't that then, could that not then fall under a CUP? Because we allowed the commercial business to occupy the space under a CUP that didn't require them to meet all the commercial code.
I think there was a give and take on the, what you guys.
Right.
That's in this.
Right, so, I mean, basically, the spirit of it was to give them time to increase the revenue stream, to work on improving the property and bringing it up over time.
I think the difference here is there's no zoning regulation against what you're talking about. Whereas here you've got the definition.
Gotcha.
Of 2-1 parcel or location. If you're looking for a distinction.
So then it appears we have two options, obviously.
Right?
We can not approve the CUP, or we approve it, and that doesn't mean that it moves forward, it just means it moves into the position of now having to meet all the requirements for,
It means if they want to open the second food truck, then there's other requirements that kicks in automatically that they have to meet. I think that's where we're at, yeah. I mean, we can approve it, but that doesn't mean they can open tomorrow. That means they got other requirements to meet according to, that makes them a food truck vending property.
So, I mean, and just, again, like Luke said, staff comments, so not just, bathrooms, dumpster facilities, ADA parking, landscaping,
Right?
the access to the property, all things to be considered.
The traffic should go through already.
Yeah, there would be a lot of things kick in.
The
Can I-
only
can I
access
ask
to that
something?
part of the
Certainly.
property is.
Yes, ma'am.
So if my food truck goes into, like you say, the conditional use, and then I have to, get everything done before I can open, so then the other food truck that's there didn't have to go through that process. Why
Because
is
one
that?
is allowed without you being a food truck
the-
vending court.
So it's not gonna be the addresses, right?
Right, it's,
It's
because
just
it's all
one
one piece of
thing?
land.
Oh.
It's all one piece of land.
Okay.
So when a second one moves in, that changes. Now it's a food truck court, park, and all these requirements come in. So it's the fact that it's a second one on the same piece of land is what's creating the issue.
Yeah,
So if you had a different piece of property that didn't already have a food truck, it would not kick in all those extra requirements. That's what we're looking at. From everything we've been able to juggle through that seems to be where we're at. So I guess with that, are you still requesting this permit? Do you still want to proceed with us taking a vote on that? Okay.
I would make a motion that we approve the conditional use permit with the condition being that the property be brought up to commercial code standards.
Okay,
I'll second that.
all right. We have a
There
second by
might
Mr. Wall.
be a,
What?
when you say the property, that touches two permanent buildings plus another food truck.
That's correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just to make sure that,
Well,
that's a bigger deal than to say, hey, we want to hit the standard for a food truck park.
Yes, I understand that, yeah.
Okay, just making sure.
Okay, you still second that with the clarification there, Mr. Walker? Still seconding that? Okay, roll call, please.
Okay. Tony Kostarowski,
No.
James Walker,
No.
Tim Cox,
No.
Frank Musivnik,
Yes.
Darren Brock,
No.
Brian Clark.
No.
Motion to approve this property and the conditional use permit has failed. It is not approved.
Sorry about that. Okay, our next item of business, Park Central Phase 3. This is the large-scale development. We have someone representing that. Come on up, give us your name and address, sir. Tell us what we're looking at this evening.
My name's Mike Bauman. Our office is at 124 West Sunbridge in Fayetteville.
Okay,
We are simply requesting a 12-month extension for the LSD that was approved approximately at this time last year.
all right, so we got behind schedule on that. So, if you don't mind staying up here, maybe some questions. All right, a 12-month extension, because they're required to get started, and we're getting close to that deadline, asking for an extension to give them another 12 months. Any questions on that, commissioners? You okay there?
I guess so.
All right. If you don't have any questions, I'll accept the motion.
So if we grant the extension, has any of the, any codes changed that would, if this was being brought to us fresh? No? So, what is the, is there any negative impact to granting an extension like this? I've never experienced this, so I'm not sure. Like, does it, cost the city anything? Is there anything that we're,
If you deny it, then they'd have to apply again.
Right.
Pay the fees. We'd have to go through the review process with everybody. It just takes time and money.
so that's if we deny it, but if we.
If you approve it, then you skip all the time and money.
Okay. Okay.
And there really shouldn't be,
Yeah.
asking for more time, so, just because they're hitting that deadline, that they haven't got things,
I'll make a motion to approve.
okay?
Second it.
All right, we have a motion made and approved, to approve it. Roll call, please.
Tony Kostarowski?
Yes.
And James Walker?
Yes.
Tim Cox?
Yes.
Frank Musivnik?
Yes.
Aaron Brock?
Yes.
Brian Clark?
Yes.
Motion to approve Park Central Phase 2, large-scale development extension is approved.
All right, our last item of business, Hunt Farms Phase 2, and this is the final plat for Old Wire. Come on up, your name and address, and let us know what we're looking at.
My name is Libby Topping with Craft and Toll. This is just phase 2 of Hunt Farms, getting ready to close out, so I'm happy to answer any questions.
All right, so this is the second of 5 phases, is that right?
Yes.
And then, this is one of the smaller one, looks like 33 homes over there.
Yes.
All right, so we're just looking for the final plat approval here. Any questions?
I assume spaces between the houses have already been discussed in previous meetings, all that good stuff.
Yeah, we had discussions on that earlier. The tech plat review has been satisfied, the city's satisfied with all the stuff they've given. Anyone like to make a motion to approve?
Make a motion to approve.
Frank,
Okay.
do I have a second?
I'll second it.
All right, we have a motion properly made and seconded to approve the final plat. Roll call, please.
Tony Kostarowski?
Yes.
James Walker?
Yes.
Tim Cox?
Yes.
Frank Musivnik?
Yes.
Aaron Brock?
Yes.
Brian Clark?
Yes.
Motion to approve Hunt Farms Phase 2, final plat is approved.
Okay, that wraps up our new business. We have our next meeting scheduled for 2 weeks, April 21st. We have 3 items on our discussion panel tonight. We got our first one,
Yes, the first one is the tree giveaway, which is this Saturday.
This Saturday, yeah.
Starting at 8 a.m. until noon, or till all the trees are gone.
we have
So,
50 of each kind, right? We got the
Yes.
bald cypress, white flowering dogwood, and the red bud.
yes.
So citizens, come on out and get your free tree, 8 a.m. until no more trees.
Till noon. but
Till noon or
yes.
no more trees, whichever comes first.
Yes,
Great. Then the next weekend is a busy weekend.
yes. It is the Easter egg hunt at 2 p.m., which everyone I know is looking forward to. And then we also have the spring cleanup, which is 8 to 3.
Right, and that's right across the street here. We'll have dumpsters.
Yes.
Bring whatever you want right here by the railroad tracks. And then the Easter egg hunt out of Wardnell.
Is that Ward-
It's out of Wardnell Park. All right.
Trees will be at Wardell?
Wardnell.
Okay.
Wardnell, yep. So, all right, no committee reports. Anything else? I'll accept a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
To a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? 6:39, we're adjourned.